deals. Who knows what the hell is going on? Because with all of these things, what we hear time and time again from other countries, whether it's Japan, whether it's India, whether it's the European Union, is they have no clue what Trump is even asking for, like what the negotiations are even about, because it's just constantly changing over and over again. So at first, Axios got the scoop that this U.S. nuclear deal with Iran allows Iran to enrich uranium at low levels and doesn't include the full dismantlement of the nuclear facilities, which all the Republicans said that Trump was definitely going to get, that there would be no more enrichment at all. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, says, this combined with a Reuters report that Iran was about to reject Trump's previous proposal indicates that Taco Trump has made an appearance at the Iran nuke talks and he is caving. Just go through this Axios article, which lists the terms of this deal with Iran for a moment. The nuclear deal proposal the U.S. gave Iran over the weekend would allow limited low-level uranium enrichment on Iranian soil for a to-be-determined period of time, Axios has learned. Steve Witkoff and Marco Rubio were allegedly involved in these discussions. It goes on to talk about how Iran won't be allowed to develop domestic enrichment capabilities beyond those necessary for civilian purposes. After signing the agreement, Iran will have to temporarily reduce its enrichment concentration to 3%. This period will be agreed upon in negotiations. Iran's underground enrichment facilities will have to become non-operational. According to the proposal, the agreement will establish a strong system for monitoring and verification, including immediate approval of the IAEA's additional protocol. And again, you just compare this to former President Obama's JCPOA. And what I just read for you is a more watered down version. In the JCPOA, Iran committed to robust inspections by the IAEA, including access to declared nuclear facilities and supply chains. So what did Donald Trump do after this news broke? Donald Trump then started posting, no, you're wrong. I'm not supportive of this. His post is, the auto pen should have stopped Iran a long time ago from, quote, enriching under our potential agreement. We will not allow any enrichment of uranium. And he puts that all in caps. So then Iranian officials are saying the nuclear proposal by the U.S. is, quote, incoherent and disjointed, as sources warn talks momentum is collapsing. And this is how Iran basically characterizes things. They go, the fact that the Americans constantly change their positions has so far been the main obstacle to the success of the talks and now makes the work more difficult than ever. The text is clearly in conflict with the latest agreement reached during the fifth round of negotiations, is what this Iranian official says. You keep on changing the terms. We don't know what you're even asking for at this time. As this one account says, Trump walked away from the Obama-Iran deal, and his deal is going to be slightly worse. And so is MAGA going to praise him now as a great deal maker for just doing Obama's deal, but a worse deal? And then Congress member Eric Swalwell says, I love that Trump is going copy and paste on Obama's Iran nuclear deal, which Trump backed out of during his first term. This account right here at the main wonk, love this guy's work. He says, good outline of Trump's Iran proposal as reported, and comparing it to Obama. It's quite literally Obama's Iran nuke deal, the JCPOA, except the JCPOA was stronger when it came to enforcement mechanisms. Now, the leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, had been posting a lot about Donald Trump not being a serious negotiator and basically mocking Donald Trump on social media. Ayatollah Khamenei on May 17, 2025 says, Trump said he wants to use power for peace. He's lying. Some of the remarks made during the U.S. president's trip to the region, that's when Trump went to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. Some of the remarks made during Trump's trip to the region aren't even worth a response at all. Khamenei says, the level of those remarks is so low that they are a source of shame for the American nation. Then on May 20th, 2025, Ayatollah Khamenei writes, he goes, the reason the U.S. insists so much on direct negotiations is to claim that they've been able to bring Iran to the negotiating table using threats, inducements, and tricks. We won't allow that. Then he says indirect negotiations took place. Needless to say, there was no result. We don't think these negotiations will yield results now either. We don't know what will happen. That's May 20th, 2025. He also writes, for the Americans to say we won't allow Iran to enrich uranium is utter nonsense. We aren't waiting for anyone's permission. The Islamic Republic has certain policies and it will pursue them. I'd like to give a reminder to the other side. The Americans who are talking in these indirect negotiations should avoid talking nonsense. For them to say we won't allow Iran to enrich uranium is utter nonsense. And so what we saw was Iran pulling out of the nuclear discussions, Trump desperately trying to make a deal. He's been saying, I want to make a deal. I got to make a deal. So then obviously a deal was proposed to Iran, which allowed nuclear uranium enrichment from Iran. And then once that was reported that Donald Trump was a taco, Trump always chickens out, and that Trump is caving. Trump then goes on Truth Social, his social media platform, and says we will not allow them to enrich uranium. And this is just what we see over and over again with Donald Trump.
Hey, Midas Mighty. So I used to have no clue what to get my mom for Mother's Day. And she'd often hit me with you don't have to get me anything, but I wanted to get her something incredible. I didn't really know where to go though. And now it's my wife's first Mother's Day since we had our baby girl, Jimena, together. And so she also said, I don't really want anything for Mother's Day, but I want to make sure I get her something extra special. And so for both my mom and my wife, I shop at Quince. And I hope you shop at Quince too. So they've got everything from cashmere sweaters from $50, 14 karat gold jewelry, Italian leather bags, fragrances, and more. And here's the thing. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with the top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes on the savings to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I love that. I don't want to fully reveal the secret yet of what I got my mom, but I got her an incredible necklace and I got my wife an incredible set of earrings. I also got my mom a suitcase from Quince. This way, when she visits me and her granddaughter, Jimena, she travels in style. So thank you, Quince, for that. Thoughtful, timeless, totally her. Shop Mother's Day at Quince. Go to quince.com/Midas for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Midas, MEIDAS, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Midas, QUINCE.com/Midas.
Let me share this with you. MAGA Republican Senator Tom Cotton, here he is back on May 8th. And here he talks about, look, Trump's going to do a strong deal. He's not going to allow Iran to enrich uranium. But the deal that Trump was going to do before he just got mocked for it would have allowed Iran to enrich uranium. Here's what Tom Cotton said. Play this clip.
Well, Brian, President Trump has been very clear about this for 10 years since he first entered politics. Iran can never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. This is the 7th anniversary of one of the best and most important decisions President Trump made in his first term, which is to withdraw the United States from the disastrous Obama nuclear deal. Now, he's trying to get a better deal, the deal, as he said over the weekend, which is the total dismantlement of their nuclear program. There's no reason for Iran to enrich uranium. As Secretary Rubio has said, if they enrich to the lowest levels, they can enrich to the highest levels. So they have to totally dismantle their program. And President Trump has been very clear. He's willing to sit down. He's willing to get a good, strong deal, but he's also not going to let the Iranians tap him along as they continue to enrich uranium and get closer to a bomb.
Now, here's what MAGA Republican Senator Ted Cruz had to say also. Play this clip.
I got to say, Mark, that there's a real contrast between the strength that President Trump has shown with respect to Iran and the weakness and appeasement that Joe Biden showed for 4 years. The first term, President Trump took on Iran directly